today to talk about my May ambitions. Last month I made a video about my April ambitions, and I thought I'll sort of go through, I have my little book here where I wrote them down, and go through what worked, what didn't work, and then talk a little bit about my ambitions for May, which sort of are not dissimilar, but to sort of build on the previous month. And yeah, so let's get going. In April, I wanted to sew 4 items of clothing. 1 shirt for the husband and 3 tops for myself. I did the shirt for the husband and I did 1 top for myself. In the middle part of the month, I got really busy, especially towards the end. And I'm not very good at keeping work-life harmony going. When I'm that busy, I sort of become really tunnel visioned on just the work. And then when I'm done with work, I usually have no energy left to do anything else. I'm sure that sounds familiar to a lot of you. So, I know I'm not the only one with regards to that. I wanted to do another trouser attempt, which I did. It was better, but it also wasn't perfect. So I'm still working on that. So I'm definitely, having some plans for that. And I wanted to continue to work on my log cabin quilt, but it didn't happen at all. I wanted to knit 2 pairs of socks. I managed to do 1, which I'm quite pleased about. And they're in the wash, otherwise I could show them to you. And I continue to work on my scrap blanket, and I'm really pleased to report that as of this moment, I have no other scraps that have to go into this blanket. So I can knit some and have some scraps from future project and then can go into that blanket. So I'm really quite happy about that. I'm also really happy that I managed to do 2 Pilates sessions pretty much the entirety of April per week. And with the exception of 1 where I did none because I was ill. Yeah, that's quite good. And been better at remembering to drink. So thanks, Doris, for the tip of having a glass of water before having a hot drink. That really has worked wonders. It's not perfect because when her husband is home and he makes the hot drinks, and then I don't do it. While waiting for the kettle to boil to drink a glass of water has really been quite genius. So that has made such a difference, and it's definitely something that I can see myself doing going forward. And I wanted to post twice a week on YouTube, and I've done that, I think. I'm pretty sure I did, and not so much with the Ko-fi blogging once a week, didn't do that. I did a couple, but then I sort of dropped off. And I wanted to finish all the books that I had started. And I did that because I had an incredible amount of started books at the beginning of April. And I managed to finish them all off. And at the moment, I only have 3 books on the go, which is an amount that I'm fine with. That is like my sort of baseline. I'm currently reading some sort of historical, it's turning out to be quite romancy, not my usual thing that I read, but I quite like it. And then I'm also forgot the title. And then I also started, just happens to be here, Space Oddities and the Mysterious and Anomalies, can't say that word, challenging our understanding of the universe. This is an uncorrected proof. It is actually quite funny. Experimental physicist at CERN and acclaimed science presenter Harry Cliff offers an eye-opening account of the newly discovered strangeness of the universe that could transform our understanding of the fundamentals of physics and reality. It is surprisingly funny. It's very interesting. It's an uncorrected proof, so some of the things quite a few spelling mistakes in here. So, but it's fine. I really enjoy it. So, and the third book that I'm currently reading is The Lost Flock, which is about a woman who moves to the Outer Hebrides to basically rescue a breed of sheep from extinction because she loves their wool. And not jealous at all about how her life path turned out. Whilst I'm not sure I could live on the Outer Hebrides, I am a tree person. I love trees. I kind of need trees to be happy. So I'm not sure if I could live on these kind of remote islands where, you know, trees just don't grow. You know, so I'm not sure I could, but, you know, I love the idea of it. And certainly having a flock of sheep and then being able to spin that yarn and to knit with that yarn, it does sound very idyllic, even though also like a lot of work. So that was April. Overall, not bad, you know, not bad at all, you know, at least I can say I've done some of it, you know, so I think I've done quite well. My May ambitions are, you know, obviously it's the 6th of May today. It was my birthday 2 days ago. Happy birthday to me. And, you know, so my May ambitions sort of feed themselves directly out of my April ambitions. So obviously the 2 lengths of fabric that I have left from Rainbow Fabrics, I want to do those projects. So watch back what I wanted to do. You know, so I have the bee cotton left, and I also have the viscose left. So I need to think about what I want to do. I mean, I have project ideas, but they have sort of changed a little bit now. So I'm not going to talk about what pattern or whatever I'm going to make right now, because I think I will do a similar thing that I did with the blouse make a couple of weeks ago, where I just talk about it when I make it. And yeah, so, and then I got a length of fabric for my birthday, and I'm going to use that for another trouser go. I'm not going to give up on those trousers. You know, the trousers will not own me. They will not define me. You know, I will get that cracked. And I also got some jersey in a D-stash on Instagram. And that is a beautiful jersey. And I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. You know, I mean, there's really no reason not to make a t-shirt, because, I mean, it's just so quick that you know, you can cut that out and sew it up in a couple of hours, basically. For the vocal fry that I have today, my asthma is really quite bad, so yeah, but we soldier on. Then on the knitting front, since, you know, like I have nothing to work into the crochet blanket, and I don't really want to start anything other crochet right now, because I want to source some wool to make the kid a blanket for their birthday in December, and I'm not going to start anything else crochet until I have that yarn, so that probably will be something I start in June. But I would like to do 2 pairs of socks. I've already finished 1 sock this weekend. That's the benefit of not feeling that great. You know, the asthma sort of keeps you sofa bound sometimes, and you can watch something. And I discovered a new K-drama that I really like. It's called Lovely Runner. It's on Viki. I adore it. I'm slightly obsessed. And so I've been watching all of the available episodes of that and knitting a sock, and started to cast on the 2nd sock. So, you know, we shall see how far I get with the 2nd sock today. I might get quite far, because I have a couple of episodes left of the Lovely Runner, so that's 2 hours and a bit. They're slightly longer than an hour. And then I also watch Bad and Crazy. So once I'm done with that, I can move over, you know, to the other K-drama. So I'm sorted. Yeah, so that's the pairs of sock that I'm gonna do. I shall, you know, share a picture of the one that, you know, I think it's a progress photo, but you get the idea. They're thicker, they're DK socks that I'm currently knitting. They're obviously quite quick to make, but I quite like some DK socks, especially, you know, in boots and stuff like that. It's always nice to have a warmer pair. And on the personal front, I want to continue with the 2 times Pilates, and ideally I would like to add walk in, a longer walk. I try to move every day, but I can't do a longer walk every day anymore. But I would like to have 1 walk that is a bit longer in between the 2 Pilates sessions. So I do Pilates on a Monday, and I do Pilates on a Friday. And actually I'm gonna do both of them in class, so none of them at home. So for until my Pilates teachers goes on maternity leave, I'm gonna do them in class. So absolutely no hiding whatsoever. And yeah, and I want to add a midweek walk into that. Yeah, I can do it. I want to maintain my drinking of water. I'm really quite pleased with it, and I want to get better at it as well. And after talking to my specialist person, we agreed that I have to try to increase my fiber and protein intake. Whilst I'm not terrible, like at my fiber intake, like I always get my 5 a day. My doctor said that I should increase it significantly. So I aim for 60 grams of protein and 40 grams of fiber a day. If you're, like, this is just to provide me with energy, because to see if it makes a difference, so we shall see how that goes. And I have been slacking the last couple of weeks with my journaling and my artist way, and I want to get back on that. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I really wake up in the morning. I still get up, but I come downstairs and I don't want to journal. I don't want to do any of that. So for me, those are always a bit warning signs that, I might not be, quite okay, mental health wise. So I want to get back on that. I have my suspicions why that is, but we shall see how I get on. But yeah, back to journaling every day. And I want to keep the YouTube thing twice a week and really try to do the Ko-fi thing once a week as well. Anna asked if I potentially would do postcards of my cathedrals pictures, and I think I will. I think I have figured out a solution how I can do them without having to pre-order a lot of stock and then sitting on a lot of stock. So I think I have an idea of how to do that. So, but so that's something I want to implement as well. It's always a tricky thing, because people say, oh, sell your photographs. But the reality is people don't buy many photographs. And there's lots of photographers out there and lots of photographers selling photos, and some very successfully, but others not so successfully. And I have always been the one not so successfully. I've been always very good when I did weddings and stuff like that. That was always very good and I was successful with that. But I think in today's world, in order to reflect your work and your time, it's really quite hard, so, but I shall, find a solution of something print on demand that satisfies both my quality aspirations and also, where I don't have to order physical stock. And I also want to do little bits of gardening regularly rather than big spurts. Not so good on the big spurts at the moment. So, but I figure if I do 10-15 minutes of weeding, eventually, it will be good, all right? Part of my brain goes like, oh yeah, if you do that, as soon as you finished like one bit, the front bit that you did a few days ago will be all full of weeds again. But this is not a good mindset. So I shall not be thinking that way. I shall be thinking, 15 minutes a day is actually really quite good. If you wanted a husband, does try to help with the gardening, but he's okay at mowing the lawn and stuff like that, but he has a tendency to not rip out the right things. Let's put it that way. And but these are my May ambitions. I'm feeling good about them. They're not too overwhelming. They're not too much. I also, just in case, because they're just lying here, I also got mathematics, how we navigate the world through numbers. If you don't know, I love maths. And, and I absolutely, the sound of this book, when I saw it on the list, I was like, yeah, I need that. I really, love the combination of mathematics and also like apply to everyday scenarios. I always hate when people say, oh, why do we need maths? Because we need maths. We use maths all the time. Maths isn't everything. And if the more you learn to understand numbers, and I know for some people that is hard, there's obviously conditions like dyscalculia, but I believe that if you don't have a condition like dyscalculia, that maths is possible for everyone. The issue is that quite often it is taught with failure in mind. That very quickly those that are not sort of, I hate the word naturally good, but the ones that are not as quick to pick it up are just left behind, whereas they could learn it too, but they just might need to have a different entrance to the material and I think everyone could be good at it. Anyways, this book sounds really good and I'm really excited to read that. And then I also got, I'm on a total non-fiction kick. I mean, I read at the moment, I would say, probably around 70% non-fiction. And, and this sounded really good as well. The Price of Life in Search of What We're Worth and Who Decides by Jenny Kleeman. And it sounds like a really interesting book. And yeah, so these are a couple of the non-fiction ones that I want to read this month. And finishing obviously up this one, which is very good and very funny. And I'm actually surprised by how much I've been chuckling. Yeah, so, but yeah. And that's it from me for today. So I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.